Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2026. You're watching Rate Game Live. This is a live morning sports show, the only one on planet Earth where the fans shape the show. What does that mean? What is this guy talking about? Who is this guy? My name is Nick Mark George. I am your host with the most, and I'm here to enlighten you, to drop some knowledge. Good morning, Koozie. How are you, my friend? It's been a minute. Good morning, Wayne. Welcome back. Yes. Did you guys miss me? I missed you. I missed my little studio here. 2 days off is too many days. It's 2 days too much. I'll put it that way. So, yeah, as I was saying, this is a morning sports show shaped by the fans. Every morning we start the show the same way. We take a look at the last 24 hours in the world of sports. We say, were the sports good? We ask a question and then we answer it. Very simple. Were the sports good? And the answer is, yeah, pretty good. 6.54. That's better than most. I would say that's higher than the average day in sports. Last night we had some activity. We had some variety. Good morning. Yes, it's great to be back. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's good to be here. So 25 games played. We had 4 leagues in action. Champions League, I think, was I would say, no, we don't see that often. So it was a nice little treat to have some quarterfinals games in the second leg. I'm still not familiar with this whole format, and I'm not a big fan of it, but I get that it made for some drama yesterday, which we'll certainly talk about. So we had the NBA, we had Major League Baseball with the full slate as per usual. I think 6 games were showing for the NHL, which amounted to 312 ratings and then 465 platform ratings. That's the folks that are going back in time, that are time traveling to rate some games of yesteryear. Always fun to see those come in. Looking down at the new little scatter plot here with our bar chart, we had a big spike right at midnight. Oh, that must have been with the Warriors game. Very cool. So we'll go and we'll check that out. And then we have the breakdown here. So the NBA led the way with some very good play. I would say good to great, the 2 playing games last night. NHL right there with them, almost in the green. Major League Baseball 6-3. And then the Champions League. Yeah, so we had one game that was epic. And then one game, and this is why I don't understand this aggregate. So you guys might have to enlighten me on why this is so appealing. Arsenal and Sporting, I'm going to butcher their name, but I know that it starts with Sporting. Drew. There was 0 goals scored in like a playoff game, and that was it. Like there was no extra time or anything like that. I guess it just like that was it, because Arsenal had a 1-0 aggregate. So the total goals scored between the 2 games for these 2 teams was 1. Not the most exciting, if you ask me, especially when you're in the playoffs. It's supposed to be like do or die, like pretty much all the way through, in my humble opinion. So that is where we're netting out. We used to have a segment where we tracked our progress road to 1 million, and it's been a minute. So I'm going to ask him to see if my producer is going to give us the green. Save that for Friday. We're saving it for Friday, folks. We're going to tease you, but we have been making progress. So right, I get that. That obviously is a valid reason. I would say the thing that I question is, how often does it come down to the aggregate being tied, and then therefore like the playoff, like the true do or die is advantage to the team that gets the second home game. So obviously you want the second home game, especially if you're losing going into that, which I think was the case for not Real, actually. I think Real had the first home game. So last night it was played at Bayern's home stadium. Fantastic drama. All right, so let's get into it. I think the first order of business here is going into Champions land. And let's see here. I noticed that the first game on our slate, I believe. Oh no, where was it? Where'd it go? It was here. It looks like it cycled out. We can find it though. Because now we have our UCL up top. Oh, you want to do the other view? The big boy, the big slate. There we go. Let's stretch this guy out a little bit. Boom. All right, so we've got a nice little, what's that? 2. This is a classic, so it doesn't really count. 2, 4, 6. StreamYard is now sharing a window and audio. Yeah, okay. So we got 6 total Champions League games. Oh, that's what happened. Do you see this? It's about to fall. My monitor is about to fall. Oh, what a save. Save the show. Thank you to my producer. So 6 total Champions League games, and this seems to be the best one. Bayern versus Real. So in this one, you had a ton of goals. 7 goals is obviously a lot in any soccer game. And this being the aggregate, Bayern needed to win by 1, which is exactly what happened here. So to start the game, Real scored with 44 seconds in, which I think was unexpected. I saw some of the highlights there. Champions League is extremely, as FIFA is, protective of their highlights in social media land. So it's very, very hard. It's actually impossible. I've never seen Champions League clips on the timeline because they want you to either watch it, I guess, live or go and find it on YouTube. That's like the only way you can see it. So was not able to get an aggregate highlights for us to watch, but rest assured, Flame gave us a proper breakdown. An absolutely electric leg, 7 goals, crazy chances, plenty of skill on display, and many heart-stopping moments. Ironically, it started with the most valuable player of the first leg making the game's first major mistake as Nur set up Arda Güler for Madrid's first goal of the tie. He smoked this. I did see this one. He actually took advantage of a sloppy mistake by the keeper. I believe it was the keeper or somebody made a pass right in the backfield and he just intercepted it and just it was a dart right in the goal. Exactly the kind of momentum boost they needed to kick this off. Although Bayern remained the better team after that, and Pavlovic found the equalizer off a perfect corner delivery from Kimmich. Madrid refused to back down, and Güler's magnificent free kick found the back of the net. Still, Bayern was in total control. It felt inevitable they would score again, and Kane. So Harry Kane, who I remember from the World Cup, seems to be a bit of a legend in the Champions League. He did exactly that, only for Mbappe to match it almost immediately. Second half was much more even, but with less goals until Luis Diaz gave Bayern the lead, and Olise sealed it with a wonderful curling finish, partially thanks, man, these names, Kamavenga getting sent off just before the last 2 goals. This game was super dynamic from beginning to end and a joy. Just like that take. Very thorough, Flame. Feel like I was there. So player of the game was Michael, I don't want to butcher this, Olise? And I imagine it's because he had that goal.
Also puts a second home game goes to the high. Back in the day, group winners. Now it's one which is just in the league phase.
I guess that makes sense because you want to reward performance. So it seems like Real Madrid squandered an opportunity there. So Bayern is it Bayern's to lose at this point? Because the only teams left there's only 4 left. It's got Arsenal. We got Arsenal, Atletico. Right. So Real had to do something crazy. We're
Pronounced Olise.
Olise. Nice. Flame is just on it this morning. So yeah, the 4 teams left: Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, Bayern, and PSG. And the matchup is Arsenal versus Atletico, Bayern versus PSG. I think PSG won last year. Yeah. So we're going to have a classic, almost like a Final Four with college, where the two in the semifinals, Bayern and PSG, are akin to Michigan and Arizona playing in that Final Four game. It feels like the winner of that game should be going to win the whole thing. Arsenal does not deserve to win this, just the way that they have been playing, not just in this tournament, but also in the Premier League. They are actually fading fast. They're doing what Arsenal does every year, folks. They're just playing like Arsenal. They are choking when the lights are the brightest. No surprise there. The more things change, the more they stay the same if you're Arsenal. All right, so that is your Champions League update. That is a 9-1. Ooh, no Real fans rated. No surprise there. 9-5 from the Bayern fans. Got 3 of them. Wow. Probably the closest thing to a perfect game. Harry Kane is a beast, and if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, the award might be rigged. Wow, I didn't even know he was in the running. Isn't he like an old man, Harry Kane? One of my favorite Bayern matches ever, up there with the second leg of the qualifiers against Juve about a decade ago. The first half was incredible and so stressful. The second half, it looked like the next goal would win. Diaz broke the aggregate deadlock, and Olise added a worldie for fun. Mia San Mia. I like numbers. Massive. Dapped him up with the creator badge because he makes baseball videos, by the way. Check out his YouTube. Got a sub. And wait, I thought it was. I guess we need to add that on the mobile. If you click his little creator badge, you could actually get directly linked to his YouTube page, which is what I was trying to show there. But welcome to the Creator Club. I like numbers. Great to have you, Grimace, for those who know. All right, so from Champions League, we go to the crazy comeback. So last night we had the play-in game, and we had Steph Curry doing Steph Curry things. It was Warriors Clippers, and it was at the Intuit Dome. So you had the Clippers, who were actually an incredible story this season. I think the Ty Lue quote where he's saying that they have to go 35-20 the rest of the season after starting the season like something like 5-25 or something atrocious. Like they were absolutely dead in the water. You had the scandal come out with Kawhi and Steve Ballmer making the shady investment with the tree company so that they could skirt the rules and pay Kawhi millions and millions of dollars. And then you had the, James Harden trade. You had just like everything was in free fall. Chris Paul, they botched that. Just a terrible string of events for the Clippers. And somehow they managed to turn it around as soon as they got rid of Harden, as soon as, Chris Paul left the team. They went on an incredible run, and they finished the season. I think it was over. I was like 36-20-19. So they beat Ty Lue's own declarative statement that they needed to go 35-20 the rest of the way. And they end up making the playoffs, the play-in game. And they're playing the Warriors, and Steph Curry has only been back for like 2 weeks at this point. And then they were up going into the fourth quarter by a lot. I think they were up by like 12 or 14 points. And then Steph just started cooking them. So I teed this up for us. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. And there's just such drama in this game. It's so funny. All right, let me go here. Go to my little folder. Perfect. Okay, so you had under a minute left, tie game. Tell me, you guys, if you can hear the sound, because sometimes I'm not good at it. Tell me if you can hear this.
John is on it. Bumped Curry. 3. Good!
Watch Jimmy.
34. 34 for Curry.
Jimmy loves it.
John is
I love that. He is so devious. Jimmy loves the fact that Curry's still hitting that. Yeah, Jimmy Eat World, Jimmy Butler. I have a basketball group chat where the picture of the group chat is just Jimmy with the emo cut that he wore for. That's a bad man right there. Yeah, big face coffee. All right, so that was a huge play, obviously, but we still had the Clippers had a possession, and this is where Draymond Green earns all of his paycheck. This is on Kawhi Leonard. It's going to be a very quick clip. There's only 11 seconds, but watch the defense. You have Kawhi here with the ball. He's coming up the court. Here's Draymond Green. He's right next to him. Watch how this unfolds.
Leonard has not scored in the fourth, and here he's got the ball, and Green in front. Green steals the ball. Green stole the ball.
I mean, that's your ball game right there.
Curry drives. Leonard has not scored
Watch
in the
this.
fourth, and here he's got the ball, and Green in front. Green steals the ball. Green stole the ball.
That's your ball game right there. Incredible. That's why you still have Draymond Green playing valuable minutes and very important minutes in the playoffs. And the Golden State Warriors absolutely stun the Los Angeles Clippers at the most expensive home court arena in modern day franchise. I mean, I think that's by like an order of magnitude too. I think this arena and all of the technology in it's over like $2 billion. I don't even think the next newest arena or stadium comes close. So that's how it's going for Steve Ballmer and the Clippers. They got smoked by Steph Curry. That's a 9-1. Wow, even the Clippers fans. Blow up everything and tank next season. I'm begging you. Clem, the number 1 Clippers fan. And then poor Ken, the number 2 Clippers fan. He's on alert. We need to watch out for Ken. Over here, we have 3 Warriors fans. Al Horford, I was not familiar with their game. Al Horford, unbelievable. The guy was a huge piece of the Celtics for the past 4 years, and now he just is still playing valuable minutes, albeit for the Warriors, who are probably going to get bounced. I don't see them making the actual playoffs. They still have to fight for their lives. So the next round is going to be Draymond versus Desmond Bane. These guys hate each other. The Clippers can tank. Yeah, they got nothing. They're gutted. Structurally, they got nothing. All right, so that's your crazy comeback number 1. Number 2, we kind of flip the script here, and we go to San Diego. So our guy Don, let me set this up for us. So look at the score of this game, and look where we are. It's the top of the 3rd inning, 2-0 Mariners. And we have a Julio Rodriguez at bat, and he looks to be hitting a home run.
Fly ball out to deep center field. Jackson Merrill on the warning track leaps and makes the catch again at the wall. To third base, tagging up is Raleigh. Merrill madness again in center field.
There's that Jimmy Butler face. Julio Rodriguez giving him the old okey doke. He's like, I see you, young man. So why is that important? Well, I know, right? Like, this is insane. So for good reason, though. So now here we are. Oh, by the way, I should have totally capped this off. So Chris Paul, who got traded from the Clippers, not to be outdone, has to get this meme in there, which is absolutely diabolical if you're Chris Paul. just dancing on the grave of the team that in the middle of the night dropped you. I actually don't blame him. This league, so dramatic. All right, so back to business here. We have that home run, which happens in the home run robbery, which happens in the top of the third. So now here we are in the bottom of the ninth. They're down 4 runs. And then this happens.
For a streak of wildness.
And a leadoff walk. On the ground inside the bag at third.
Notice how Don's voice and like the timbre and the tenor of his voice slowly increases as time goes on here.
Machado is headed for third base. Sheets headed for second. It's second and third. Nobody out in the ninth. Chops one back towards the mound. Munoz has to go off his glove to right field. Rayleigh is there, and he makes the catch. Tagging at third is Machado.
He's still kind of like ho-hum, like, no way they're going to pull this off. Let me just go through the motions here. Yeah, we're scoring some runs, but this game is in hand.
He will score the third run, and it's now 6-3. Line to the gap in left center field. That'll get down. Sheets coming around. He will score. Fans to third on the RBI single for Campusano. It's now 6-4. Laureano to left field, falling fast. That's going to fall in for a hit. From third comes Ty France. It's a 1-run game. Line to left, it is a fair ball. Down the left field line to the corner. Around from second base, Campusano. Laureano's coming around. Padres are walking in. Barrel madness. Padres, we're down at one time 6 runs. Not anymore.
Oh my God. Screaming. So Merrill, not only did he rob the home run, but he had the walk-off there. Merrill madness indeed. Don with some incredible calls to kick off the season. I think the Padres have now won 7 in a row. And a couple of them obviously have been walk-offs, as we've seen here. And now we have this incredible comeback. So something special brewing out in San Diego, courtesy of Don and Jackson Merrill. Sorry about that. Getting a call. Seems that my phone is still on. Wonder who that was. We'll never know. All right. So that was the Padres comeback. Let's see what that was rated. Who's that? Kessler gave me a call. No idea who that is. Kessler's giving me a call this early in the morning, folks. I have no idea who that is. All right. Let's see. Where was that? Oh my gosh. A 6.5. That's a shame. That means that the Mariner fans were salty last night, which I don't blame at all. My producer's sneezing on the side here. She's seeing if it got picked up. All right. So 5 runs in the ninth, and we got a 6.5. We got 1 Padres fan with the 10. And then we got 2 Mariners fans not happy at all. So this is a case, folks, of just needing more fans of each respective team so that one doesn't balance out or cancel out the other too aggressively, because objectively, like you saw, that's an incredible comeback, albeit contained to a single inning, probably takes some weight off of it. Walter Kessler. Yeah, that was like where my mind first went flame. I was like, that's the only Kessler I know. So we had Jackson Merrill as your player of the game, deservedly so. Thank you, Jack Sauer. I'm sorry about this, Snail. It should be much higher, in my opinion. Hopefully that grows. You know, this is a morning show, so we have a little bit of a runway here for this game to collect some much deserved ratings for the rest of the day, because I would say that this is definitely a green. This is like a 6-7 easily. So that's your crazy comeback number 2. All right. So, it's Thursday. You know what we do here on Throwback Thursday. We drop a classic every Thursday, going on, this is like the 7th or 8th week in a row that we've done it since we introduced it. And I think it gets received super well. I think the learning so far in the early going is that the community appreciates throwbacks that aren't really throwbacks like into the decades. I think the more recent it is to this timeline, I think the more ratings we see is what I've noticed. But this is the first time we've done a throwback where Michael Jordan is featured. So I'm hoping that people want to learn, you think?
Yeah.
My producer Molly thinks people want to learn. I
Picking this mediocre game.
no, I know. Yeah, and that's really the criteria. It's always like something where a game in which something special happened. In this case, we have Michael Jordan, who on April 20th in 1986, in just his second year in the league, coming off a season in which he actually sat out most of the season. So I'm not going to ruin all this because there is just so much rich plot and storyline here. But the motif, kind of the theme, is you watched the entire game playing, you sicko. That's incredible. Of course you did. How did you find the time to do that? Was it like shortened or something? Did they remove the commercials? I bet they did. You don't have to answer that. I'm just wondering out loud. But this is a record. So he scores 63 points in this game. This is a record that still stands today. Most points ever scored in a playoff game. So LeBron James does not, in fact, have every single record. There are still some that he will never touch. Yeah, ESPN Classics. There we go. So, yeah, I will, once the live is over, we will throw up the highlights of this one. I found a very interesting clip from the perspective of all the Celtics players on this team. By the way, this Celtics team was nothing to scoff at. They had 67 wins. They had McHale, Larry Bird, Parrish, Bill Walton. Like, this was one of the best Celtics teams of all times, and that's saying something. And so Jordan took him to double OT basically by himself, scored 63 points, and he still lost the game. That was like a big learning for me. I did not know that in a losing effort is when he scored all those points. And you'll see when they interview him after the game, one of the best teams. Yeah. 40-1 at home. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Well, I wonder what the 2016 Warriors record was. Must have been close to 40-1. Because you get 41 games home, 41 games away. So they lost one game at home. Wow. That's incredible. All right, Jack, let's see what you said. Number one Celtics fan chiming in. While I, of course, was not alive for this, this was one of the greatest games in Celtics history and NBA history in general. The rising dynasty of the Chicago Bulls versus prime Larry Bird Boston Celtics. Jordan was 63 points, and the Bulls couldn't pull it off. I mean, what else can you say about this? A perfect overtime game. The Celtics would go on to win the NBA Finals this year, the third and final of Bird's career. Bird, McHale, Parrish was just such an incredible, special big three. Will always be one of, if not the biggest part of Celtics history. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're not giving any credit to the 11-time champion, Bill Russell. maybe not, just because it was a different era. I feel like a lot of people like to diminish Bill's run there because the NBA was not competitive per se, but it's a discussion and debate for another day. Gunol has said Michael Jordan scores an NBA record 63 points and take the greatest home team of all time to double overtime. Yeah. Double overtime, couldn't get it done. And I encourage you to watch the video because the essence is a legend for both being. Yeah, he's just a wonderful human too. Wonderful human. Such an incredible ambassador for the game and also an incredible mentor for all of the young stars that came after him. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you watch the clip that I'll put up.
Can you Google Bill Russell? He's the cutest human in the world. You have to show the screen.
Of Bill?
I just Googled him. He's literally the cutest human in the world. Go to images.
Which one?
Like this one. Look at that one. He's smiling.
Do you know why?
Or
Because look at all his rings.
look at the one going down. He's smiling. And the third one.
This one right here?
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, he's a cutie. Certified cutie and
Certified cutie.
and champion. Bill Russell.
Oh my god, he's adorable.
He's adorable. So back to serious business here. The questions that Jordan is getting answered and kind of like what he keeps saying is like, I don't really care about the points because we lost the game. Like, it doesn't matter how many points I score. If we can't win, it's all for nothing. So at the end of the day, this man is a competitor. And if you ever want to question that, just look at what's happening with him in NASCAR right now and how much fun he seems to be having winning NASCAR races. The guy just loves to win. Doesn't matter what it is, any sort of competition. So that's your Throwback Thursday game. First round, they ended up sweeping the Bulls. Crazy, man. Like Jordan went through it. He wasn't just like on the scene and winning right away. It took him a while, like a long time to become Michael Jordan. But this, I think, was the first actual playoff moment where people were like, watch out for this guy. Because I think in the game prior, he had something like 49, I think. So he came back and dropped 63 and still wasn't enough. Celtics like just swatted him away like a little fly. And then went on to win the championship versus Magic Johnson. What a time, the 1980s. All right. Want to close the show with a look into my baseball team, the New York Metropolitans, who are in the midst of what could be a record-setting string of losses here. So not only are the Mets just not a good team, but they're also just not fun. They're just not fun to watch. They don't score runs. They don't pitch well. They just got swept by the Dodgers after getting swept by the A's. And, oh, man, I was going to say they almost 3 sweeps in a row here. So they have lost, let's see, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games in a row. One short of the super rare, highly coveted triple sweep. And every single one of their games, save for this one, and I believe that's because, yeah, we had some late game theatrics here, is sitting at a generous yellow. I mean, they're losing these games, folks, and they're not even 2 runs, 1 run, 0, 0, 0, 1. It's a joke. It's confusing. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know if there's going to be any signs of slowing down because they now have the Chicago Cubs, who are also, or I guess they were struggling. I think they're starting to turn it around now. But the Yankees, who won yesterday on a walk-off at the plate, play at the plate, seem to have at least temporarily stabilized. The Mets are still very much in free fall. The New York Mets are terrible. Last in their division. Losers of 8 straight. Who's this? Steinbrenner? Oh, the Yankees? Where did the Yankees? Oh, because the Yankees snapped their losing streak. So they're off the schneid and they're back in the win column. But if we see their recent string here, number 2. Oh, they're going back and forth in the chat. Sorry, I totally missed that. The Yankees, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, at least the Yankees are playing some entertaining baseball. Like, this was an all-time Classic that I missed while we were off air. But at least they are fun to watch because they put up runs because they don't really have that great of a pitching staff. So every game is going to be fun. The Mets are just abysmal. They're just not a good product right now. So we will be watching very closely. We will be, yeah, exactly. It's always something with them. Literally. It's like you can't make it up because they'll just manufacture something brand new. There's always a new plot line with the New York Mets. It's always something. So that is our show for today. We had nine people watching. First day back from a 2-day hiatus, but we will be back tomorrow, 9:00 Eastern. It is Thursday. It's a great day to rate some games. We got a full slate this evening. Actually, we're off from basketball. I noticed that. But let's see here.
I love today's stories, comebacks, and that suck.
Kuzi, you'll take that any day. Just wait till I turn my focus to the Blue Jays. Yeah, so yes, today's last day of the NHL regular season. We will be looking at the playoffs tomorrow, and we'll also be looking at some of the awards for the NHL to see what you guys think, who deserves MVP. And we can actually look at some of the player of the game for the season. We can actually take a look back and see who the top vote getters are and if that aligns to who we think is actually going to win the awards. I think that'd be interesting to do a cross comparison there. Yeah. So tune in tomorrow. Got a cool show for you always. I can't help but love a good little Cinderella story here with the Buffalo Sabres. Like first time in the playoffs in 14 years, leaving the Jets as the only North American team yet to make the playoffs. Been 15 years, been 5,562 days since the Jets last made the playoffs. Yeah, so I think I'll have my eyes on did I get that right? 5,000 big ones. Nice. My goodness. Yeah, so I think the Sabres are going to be my choice because I know Buffalo just loves their sports teams. Speaking of the Bills, obviously, and the Sabres, I think they only have two. So anytime that a Buffalo team is in the postseason, you have to pay attention because they are going to go nuts. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Kuzi. I'd say all your teams. I know the Flames aren't in it, but the Canadian teams always have a special place in my heart. I think it's just this year it's the Oilers and the Senis, right? Kuzi? Any other representation from Canada? We have the Canadians. Are the Canadians going? Or was that Cole Caulfield like the highlight of their season? Questions that we can answer ourselves potentially tomorrow. So tune in. It'll be Friday tomorrow, but today is Thursday and 60. Sorry, how many days left? 56. No. Oilers have sense. So 3 from Canada. Very nice. Okay. I like your chances. Bit of a drought going for our neighbors up north in terms of the cup. It's time to bring it home one of these years. 56 days left until the World Cup. Wow, that's crazy. 56 days. On day 48, we will kick off our country segment. So every morning we will talk and feature a new country that is playing in the World Cup. I'm very excited for that. That is going to be a lot of fun. All right. Yeah, that's our show today. Thanks for watching. No, Friday is still 9 a.m. Friday's a weekday. So we do 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Saturday, Sunday. Thank you all for watching. It's great to be back. My name is Nick Mark George. I'll see you tomorrow.